Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7L today. Got some more summoning for you guys. And, oh, I didn't actually know you can pull Victorica from the normal banners. Okay, well, that is a pleasant surprise. I have something to look forward to in terms of imprinting now, but we are going to be trying to pull for Robin, and hopefully I snag a copy of her artifact before we end up getting her. So yeah, we have a ton of bookmarks here from refreshing to get mystic medals and such, but I hope we don't have to go to pity for her, because I would like her for Rift, and honestly she seems kind of interesting in like PvP. Potentially. I have no idea, haven't used her yet, obviously, but oh my god, these pull rates are abysmal. Okay, so yeah, anyway, what I was saying, Robin, not necessarily a unit that I'm like super heavily gonna be investing into. I'm gonna hopefully be able to use her in RTA. That would be fun to use her for a game or two here or there, see what she can do. She seems like she has, another Victorica. Perfect. She seems like she has some potential, but it's just really hard to kind of make her work, right? You have to invest very heavily into the strategy, and it's kind of like a one-trick pony. Everyone kind of knows what she does. You detonate burns, big damage, all that stuff. We've had units kind of like that before in the past. So yeah, it would be kind of cool to see, but I would really, again, just really like to have a copy for Rift. Let's see if we got her. Come on. Robin, no pity. If we need to buy the artifact from the powder shop, I'm gonna do that with the powders, especially from these artifacts. Oh, 5-star artifact? No. Oh, I thought I clicked to skip. Let's click to skip here. What are we gonna get? Oh, that's Robin for sure, guys. Look at that. Didn't have to hit pity. I am so happy already. Alright, wonderful stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and get her built up, and then we'll go ahead and test her out and see how she works. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our Robin build. I actually do think that you can get away with a Robin at plus 12. My Robin is currently plus 13. I did skip out on the Mola on the S1 and the Mola on the S3, and I honestly should have saved the Molas here on the S2, but the 15% damage, whatever. I already invested the 5 Molas in there. I think, again, you can get away with just plus 4 on each of the skills, just to get the max, like, percent chance to defense break, to inflict the burn and the bleeds, right? So, yeah, that's the Molas on Robin that I currently have, and here is her build. So, most of these pieces actually weren't equipped by anybody else, which is fantastic. She doesn't really need crit rate at all. You just build her with speed, a little bit of bulk, some attack, and some effectiveness. I actually chose to go for a bit more effectiveness than usual. A lot of people are building high resist units nowadays on their Bossarunkas and such, so I want to be able to, you know, neutralize that with the effectiveness stat here. So 153% effectiveness plus the 22% here, that actually brings us up to 175 effectiveness, which is absolutely amazing. I actually went ahead and bought her artifact from the powder shop, but you can get away with running Guiding Light as well, so not too bad. There are other burn artifacts out there for rangers, but they're specific to like single target and like S1 skills, which doesn't really synergize with Robin's kit here. But yeah, this is my build, and I think she'll be okay. A little bit of bulk for survivability is going to be kind of nice, but yeah, getting that attack and that effectiveness down is very important. The minimum speed you want if you're running like a 310 speed opener, I think we ran the calculations in the video that like talking about her preview. I think it's like 235 or something like that. So as long as you're like 240, like you're pretty safe. But I actually went a little bit overkill, so I'm over 255 speed. But yeah, Robin, let's go ahead and take her for a spin and let's see how she performs. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and jump into our first match here. Gonna be going up into a little bit of a mirror match here with our Rhinox, but we also have Dragon King Sharoon, Bossarunka, and Mort on the other side, so no counters for me, and I can only attack this Bossarunka here, which is really unfortunate. However, the good thing is, Robin has AoE skills, and, well, we're gonna detonate a lot of stuff, because we're gonna bring in some souls. Archdemon here is gonna hold book, we're gonna have an extra turn from the Rhinox. Everything looks good. I also brought in Watcher Shuri just in case. Watcher Shuri does have the ability to one-shot Bossarunka, hopefully, and yeah, he also provides a speed imprint for the team, so hopefully Rhinox will be able to go first, compared to, well, my opponents. So yeah, there you go. Very, very nice. And because we have 80% combat readiness, I did tune my Robin more closely to my Rinnock, because my Rinnock is 310 speed. Yeah, so we should be able to get that 25% combat readiness and then take the turn. So let's go for an S2, get that extra turn out real quick. The unfortunate thing is that, look at that, he is going to be getting a nice chunky barrier for his team, which sucks, but look at that, the Robin does jump up, we are going to be able to take the turn, and really the main thing now is us just not dying to Bossarunka, which is going to be a little bit tricky, but if we soul burn this, oh, sorry, not soul burn yet, if we go for an S2, I think we should be able to go. No, Bossarunka does, yeah, she is gonna cut, right? She's gonna get that 25% combat readiness, and unfortunately, this is where Robin kind of falls short. The swift attack buff, 50%, plus this, 50% combat readiness, doesn't mean that you'll get the extra turns. If I go for the S2, right, it's okay, because my opponent won't be able to follow up with the Bossarunka here, but yeah, look at those burns. It's quite unfortunate. Oh, wow, we got hit hard. Bossarunka actually just exploded, so... Never mind then, good job, Robin. Yeah, normally Bossarunka would be able to cut. She did cut, actually, that's why the burns detonated. But yeah, let's go for the S3. This is actually surprising amount of damage for only 3,800 attack here on the Robin. There's a defense break, and Robin goes down, but she took down everyone with her, which is amazing. She actually just, I can't believe Mort crit her twice, but hey. This is why we brought in a failsafe in the form of Watcher Shuri, right? So there you go, guys. Robin, not bad in that first match. She literally cleaved the entire team at the cost of herself. But that was pretty epic, you gotta admit. Alright, so I'm actually going to go ahead and take the same exact team and bring it into this team over here. The one thing I do want to note is that instead of bringing something like Watcher Shuri, I would highly recommend testing her out with units like Veronica here, but the unfortunate thing with my Veronica is that she actually doesn't have her speed imprints. I still need to unlock that, I know. Been really lazy lately, but if Veronica had speed imprints, you can replace Watcher Shuri with her, and she would actually provide the same speed boost to the team, which is fantastic. As an imprint, it helps out your Robin a lot, even if she's a little bit slower than mine, so that's nice, and she also has extra turns in her skills as well, so that's the main benefit in her synergy with Robin. You can also bring in things like Bihu and such. We will test Robin with Bihu later on, so if you're interested in that, please stick around with ML Kawazu and other burn units too, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we really, oh yeah, we needed that speed boost there. That speed imprint is helping us quite a bit. Let's go ahead and attack the... I don't know, should I attack the Payro or should I attack the Flan? I feel like I should be attacking the Flan here, but killing Payro wouldn't be terrible. Actually, Payro would synergize quite well with Robin, wouldn't she? Okay, so I am gonna go for the Flan, because it's a guarantee that we're gonna miss the Flan if we go into her with Robin, right? So let's go for this, and oh yeah, Abyssal Euphion's actually cutting our combat readiness gains. Ooh. Let's switch gears here. Let's see if we can actually hit this Payro. It's a little bit of a pivot. I forgot that the combat readiness is decreased. There you go, beautiful stuff. Rinnock still proving to be a very strong unit. Okay, now we're good. Let's go for an S3. Now, the unfortunate thing is, with the swift attack buff and all that stuff, because the Abyssal Euphine is there, because I forgot about her passive, this does mean that Robin will not be able to cut. She will gain 50% combat readiness, but it's not going to be enough to loop back around. Yeah, so Arc Demon is going to come in, I think. Ooh, is that actually enough to kill here? How confident am I in that? I'm pretty confident in it. Let's go for this. 4 burns is all we have to survive, yeah? Okay, so there's the bleeds from the Robin. There we go, extra attack from the Arc Demon. Yeah, that's a lot of damage to survive, there's no way. So, not too shabby right now. I am gonna just go for an S2, try to kill this Fire Flan, and we will let Robin do the honors. Let's see how much damage she does with this S3. Hopefully it doesn't kill, so it detonates here. We'll see how much damage. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Like, the damage from her actual skill is so negligible that I don't think you need to put bolas in there. But that detonation, though, that was nice. So, in these types of cases where, you want to challenge a Harsetti and you don't want to tank down necessarily, you can actually go a little bit more aggressive with Robin. It does require a pretty specific team here. This is what I thought up of kind of when I was brainstorming ideas here. Zio's going to outspeed the Harsetti, right? We're going to take the first turn, we're going to go first, and bring Rowana with us. Rowana's going to come in, she's going to S3, she's going to hit everyone except the Flan, reset their skills, strip their immunity if they have any, and then that AoE is going to bring Summertime Iceria to proc her passive, pushing up everyone's combat readiness and allowing her to take the turn, hopefully. And when she takes the turn, she does have the ability to have an extra attack, which is fantastic, because I can soul burn her S1 to take, sorry, not an extra attack, an extra turn. I can soul burn her S1 for free, get that extra turn. She should be able to, then push up the Robin. In the case where Robin goes before Summertime Iceria, I think we should still be okay. We do gain the combat readiness from the Summertime Iceria proc and everything like that, and Robin also gains combat readiness when someone takes an extra turn, right? So this should be okay. We'll see how it plays out. I'm pretty sure either way it's going to work out, right? But this specifically relies on the fact that Summertime Iceria actually doesn't even need souls to take an extra turn. You can soul burn once for free in a match. So let's go for an S1 onto the, or S3, sorry, onto the Bossarunka here. We're going to push her back, strip the buffs. There you go, beautiful, and this really has to hit, but with, 280 effectiveness, you would think that Requiem Rowana can maybe do something of that sort. There you go, beautiful! Summertime Iceria procs, pushes everybody up. Look at that, Summertime Iceria is actually going to be going before the Robin, so this is fine. We're going to go for a Soulburn S1. Gonna take that extra turn. We do get counterattack, that's actually not great, but it's alright, we do stun them. Okay, and I could technically keep going for some soul burns, but I don't think that there is a need here. I actually am quite curious where the bombs went from when she procced her S2, unless my opponents all resisted them, but yeah, I could, let's do this. Let's go for an S3, why not? There's no bombs to detonate, but I can at least decrease the attack of my opponents here. Imperial Nilanov does get pushed up, and it's fine, because she will attack either Rowana or Zio. She's a light unit, so it's fine. We will go for the S2, and hopefully this will put some burns on my opponent. I know we won't be able to hit the Fire Flan, but that is not the purpose of this, and hopefully just trying to finish everyone else off. Oh, whoa, whoa, hang on, where did the burns go on everyone? That's ridiculous. Imperial Nilanov got one burn. Harsetti actually took 3, which is not bad. But Bossarunka getting like no burns on her. And that's the other thing with Robin, is that if you don't have enough effectiveness and you can't debuff these units consistently, look at that, you're just gonna end up failing. They're gonna be really tanky, and if you can't hit them with the debuffs, if you can't land those burns, you're not dealing any damage. Outside of burns, Robin does absolutely nothing. So yeah, this is, wow, what a team. We're definitely going to be falling to our opponent here. So it's unfortunate, but this does show you the shortcomings of Robin, where if you can't land those burns, you're kind of out of luck. And yeah, there's absolutely no way these two are going to win this. So even if I hit here, so you can see that her damage is abysmal, and then she goes down. Summertime Iceria can at least strip buffs with her S1. There you go. You at least got a little something going for us. But yeah, we're definitely gonna have to concede this one here. Very unfortunate, but hopefully we have better luck in the next fight, I guess. Maybe we'll land some burns. Okay, so maybe fighting super tanky teams is not the way to go with Robin, right? Maybe instead we should be focusing on, kind of outspeeding our opponent, and with a few tanky units on the other side, we can at least blow up some of the kind of squishier units with like burns and things. It's kind of difficult to tell what certain units are going to be built with in terms of resistance, especially Bossarunkas, like you saw in the last clip there. Got no burns. No burns. Where'd the bombs go from Summertime Iceria? Who knows? And we're not sure on effectiveness on either of them either. So, yeah, into this team here, we're going to hopefully be able to showcase Robin's usefulness into Spirit Eye Celine, but you also don't know how much effect res she has. Some people are building high speed, high effect res Celines. but we'll just have to gamble and find out. We are going for a speed imprint. Watch your Shuri in this case. You could again bring Veronica. Veronica will be super good into Spirit Eye Celine's immortalities here, but alas, no imprints. And I want to outspeed Rinnoc, so we're going to use our Rinnoc into their Rinnoc. We have a speed imprint here. Rowanna's going to be here to kind of push everyone back and provide souls. I really just needed a mage here so that Robin can do her thing. And hopefully we won't be interrupted. Now the Empyrean Ilinov is going to be able to just push up and potentially cut, which is very unfortunate. But let us go for the who do we go for here? Let's go for Rinnoc. Let's try to get rid of the Rinnoc first. Yeah. I think we should be okay. There you go. Let's go for an S3. That extra turn is pushing up Robin, as you can tell, which is great. And now we'll deal some damage here. Boom. Not enough to kill. It's all good. We'll go for Rowanna's S3. The burn should hopefully finish off the Spirit Eye Sleep, right? And we specifically built our Robin to have 185 effectiveness. Okay. Let's see here. Rowanna doesn't strip immortality or immunity here because she strips the barrier, but I'm a little concerned. Ready? Because you can't soul burn to ignore res. Let's do it. We do have the swift attack buff, so we should be taking the turn after Empyrean Ilinov goes. She is going to cut here. Oh, there you go. Beautiful. Unfortunately, we didn't reset the Empyrean Ilinov because of the immunity there. So, yeah, we actually... Ooh, that was actually poor playing on my part. Only 2 burns on my opponent. I think it should still be enough to kill the Spirit Eye Celine. We should be okay. Should be alright. All according to plan, guys. I definitely planned ahead for this. Definitely planned ahead. See, look at that. Definitely planned ahead for this. We're gonna kill the Fallen Cecilia just so she can't put the skill... Okay. That's right. No defense penetration resistance. See, we planned this out, guys. We planned this out. This is bad. And we put defense break on the false. Look, all according to plan. The defense breaks, they were meant to help me. Ignore everything. Ignore what I say. This is clearly, very clearly, my first few times using Robin here. Well, clearly my first time playing Epic 7 too, because I can't read. But, yeah. Okay, ignore the fact that, again, Watch of Shuri should honestly just be like a Veronica or something here. Would be really, really nice. Okay, so we should be able to still win this though. But look at the Robin's, like, just damage outside of inflicting burns and stuff. It's just non-existent, right? So we're gonna go ahead and kill off the FCC here. Hopefully. There you go. Beautiful. At least there is splash damage that's allowed here now. Let's go for the S2. Why not? Let's go for an S2. I know that we don't get the swift attack buff or anything here, but we should lap. Maybe not. Empyrean Ilinov will be able to push up here. Oh, no, just kidding. We do lap. What a roller coaster of a match this one is. Okay. It still worked out for us. It was really, really messy and very scrappy. But yeah, you can see Robin pretty much does nothing outside of her detonation damage, right? So yeah, she is really just you have to go all in on your first turn, and if you kind of miss that opportunity on your first turn, you kind of blew the entire match almost, right? Unless you can scrape by like I did. Another thing is, if you don't have souls when going into a match, you are very, very much at a disadvantage when using Robin, because the detonation is just tied to that soul burn. Which is really unfortunate. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into a Guild War scenario. I've exhausted my arena flags trying to get footage for Robin, and honestly, yeah, I learned quite quickly that she is probably not going to be cut out for PvP shenanigans. What we are going to do, though, is attack into this Rinnoc. Now, we're not going to directly hit her right now. In fact, I kind of want to wait for the Robin to follow up. We are actually a bit faster with our Payro, which is surprising. I was also surprised to see that this is actually not on Bastion of Perlucia here, giving the giant barrier and immunity to the backline. Typically, what Dragon Bride and Senyas are wearing. Now, nowadays, but let's go ahead and hit the Dragon Bride Senya for a bunch of damage with the Zeo. He deals damage proportional to how much HP they have, so if they're starting with max health, we're taking about 40% of it away, which is wonderful. Let us go for an S3, so that we can, 1, buff the Zeo, but 2, also give the swift attack buff to the Robin. That's also nice that we get it herself. She gets it herself here with the extra turn. And yeah, let us go for a, ooh, who do we go for the decreased defense? Let's go for the Dragon King Sharoon, why not? Yeah, let's go for the Dragon King Sharoon. If we can decrease oh yeah, defense break is nice. Okay, so now what we can do is swift attack buff. We should be able to land all these burns, and here's where Robin's low damage output actually kind of helps us a little bit here. So Dragon Bride Senya makes it so the person in the backline, when they fall below half health, Dragon Bride Senya will cleanse, right? And well, if Robin hardly does any damage here, the detonations and such actually don't count as damage towards that. So look, we don't hit her, we don't hit the Renok below half health, and we just detonate it, and we essentially just won. So this is actually a situation where Robin could actually be pretty decent in, as against these Dragon Bride Senya type of teams, or any team like a Roz team or something that needs a certain threshold of HP, of damage on the unit to proc. That's actually not a bad outcome. So this is going to be the last match here that we're going to showcase Robin in, and this is going to be another Dragon Bride Senya team. This time around, we are going to be switching up things a little bit in that we are, we're bringing in, what's her face, Requiem Rowana and Zeo. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an extra turn unit in this fight, which is going to make things a little bit tricky. However, Requiem Rowana be able to reset everyone is probably going to, probably going to buy us a little bit of time. Now, I am going to hit the Harsetti here. She has a barrier, so, you know, she won't be... she'll be taking as much damage as she normally would, which you'll see, look at that. And yeah, it does save us a little bit here in terms of the potential damage that Robin can do. Also, wait a minute, that's still way too low damage for what Zeo's S3 should be doing. Alright, well... Can't do anything about that. Let's go for an S3. Robin should be able to turn cycle around if we can push everyone back here, and hopefully Mort doesn't counter us and destroy us into oblivion. There we go. Wonderful stuff. So, did he get reset? Yes, he did. Okay, we needed to reset him. Otherwise, he'll S3 and fear us, and essentially we're dead. But now what I can do is I can go for an S3 with the Robin. We can put a bunch of burns down on my opponent here. And they're all probably really tanky units as well. Ooh, that's not a great amount of damage there on us. Okay. And we are, yep, we're gonna get hit by the 2 units here. Thankfully, more attacks does not attack Robin, because no advantage there. And then Dragon Bride and Senya always attack a dark unit, so because Zeo was hit, Zeo got more follow-up damage there. So I'm gonna hope that this can kill the Harsetti. Unfortunately, Robin's whole, shtick is that you have to essentially S2 into an S3. So if you let your opponents take their burns, you're gonna see that you're not gonna extend the duration of their buffs, like those burns, those debuffs, sorry. And yeah, there you go. Look, Harsetti's gonna come in, absolutely crush us, and it's pretty much over. So yeah, Robin, is she good in PvP? Very, very situational. But hey, bonus clip here while we kind of wrap things up. Benimaru, though. You want someone to use in PvP. Unfortunately, he's a limited collab unit. But hey, if you have a Benimaru laying around, way better than Robin in PvP situations. Way less situational as well. You can also counter extra turn units. So in kind of a way, reverse Robin, right? Let's see how he plays out. But let me know what your thoughts are of Robin in the comments down below. Obviously, she is meant to be a Rift unit, a PvE unit. I just kind of wish that she did have that potential to be used in PvP a bit more. It just feels like she's going to be super hard, and this is not even going into RTA. I feel like she's going to be super hard to pull off in an RTA situation, but... yeah, she just has way too many weaknesses, way too many counters that already exist out in the game right now, which just makes her really difficult to use. She needs to have an extra turn unit on the team. She needs to have, a soul burn, right, for the first turn. So you need to have a hook user on the team. And you can't fight young Senyas, you can't fight Harsetis, you can't fight Bellions, you can't really fight Basarunkas and Imperial Ilanovs. You could maybe, but the fact that they can cut you is pretty terrible. Maybe using Politica with her might be useful. Not really sure. Would need some more testing. But yeah, there's just so many situations where Robin just falls short and just has some holes in her kit that can be very easily exploited, which is actually kind of ironic given her background as one of the best, mercenary assassin people of all time. But with that being said though, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.